Hello everyone, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cyberport Speaker Series presented by the Cyberport and WTIA. Today, our topic is Next Mobile Frontier, Mobility User Experience. I'm Sarah from the Cyberport Marketing Team, your MC today. In today's seminar, we have the very great honor to have distinguished speakers from Microsoft, from Blackberry, Jolla, and WTIA to share with us how do industry players deliver the win-win situation through collaboration, and how can a better user experience make a difference under this stiff competition in the mobile market. After that, there will be a panel discussion with QA section, and then we will have a networking section after the forum. First of all, we are very delighted to have Dr. Lawrence Cheung, Vice Chairman of the WTIA, as our first speakers. Dr. Cheung is also the GM of the Automotive and Electronics Division of Hong Kong Productivity Council. He has a very rich experience in promoting new technology development and standards. May I now call upon Mr. Lawrence Cheung, to come to the stage.
Yeah, good afternoon. Being the first in the afternoon session has a distinguished advantage that you will pay attention to me, and hopefully your lunch will not catch up with you later on. Today, I would briefly talk about some of the latest development in mobile and wireless and smartphone in Hong Kong, and then we would also look into what will be happening next briefly. I think to start with, this is a usual suspect. We always will need to quote the statistics in Hong Kong, which is a very proud statistics. The latest figure that we have that we got from Ofca is that in May 2013, we have 16,591,000 people, subscribers in Hong Kong. That would be more than one per head, infant, elderly, everybody. I think most of us here would have two mobile phones with you, or mobile devices, tablets, iPads, and whatever with you. So I mean that's the growing trend in Hong Kong. That particularly a lot of the companies, if they are using the mobile as email device, some of them they would need to have two, one for personal and one for the business. So I mean that trend is continuing, and I would not see how the growth will be diminishing. In terms of the 2.5G, 3G, 4G users, we have up to 10 million people up to December 2012. And you can see the growth rate is steadily at about 30% every year. In terms of the mobile data usage, we can see that actually we are growing quite quickly. From 2010 to 2012, we have been growing from 130% to 50%, and up to May 2013, we have the mobile data usage per month, I would think. That would be 871 megabit per user. And that rate, as you can see, it's actually, the rate itself is steadily leveling off. I think mainly because from our observation is that it seems that the market, maybe we are maturing. In terms of the number of users as well as the actual mobile data usage, we are leveling off. The growth is still steady, but we are not growing as quickly as so many years ago. I think that is because we know everybody are settling down into a lifestyle of how we use our mobile data. A lot of people like us, when we are listening to talk, when the speaker is a bit boring, we will go to look up your email. When you are on the MTR traveling, you can see that we are getting quieter and quieter because people are looking at your mobile phone for news, for TV, playing your Candy Crush. And that's the latest trend. I don't understand how people can walk and play at the same time. I haven't tried myself. So the market in Hong Kong, in terms of apps usage, is actually becoming more and more mature. We look at the competition. I think the competition in Hong Kong would be between, at the moment, two cams. One would be the Android cam, the other would be the iOS cam. In terms of the mobile OS, the figures may be a little bit hard to see. because I can't see it here even. The purple one, the one growing up, is the Android trend. The one that is steadily leveling off and trending down is the iOS trend. The actual crossover is in January to February 2012. When did Steve pass away? I think if you look at the usage pattern, we can also see that a lot of the more mature and business people may be more geared for iOS because of the security that people will think that if it's, you don't jailbreak it, then you'll be more secure. And the younger people who are looking for bigger screen, looking for TV, personal use, they will be more training for using the Android devices. And also the other thing that we can see is in terms of the mobile vendor. The actual differences in Hong Kong is that the blue one that you see on the top, that is Samsung. The second one is the gray one is the Apple. You can also see that the Samsung one is getting higher and higher. The Apple trend seems in Hong Kong is leveling off and slightly going down. I think mainly because a lot of people are disappointed with the iPhone 5, myself included, that there is not a lot of surprises, the wow factor that comes with the iPhone 5. In comparison, a lot of the Android devices or even Samsung, there are a lot of new gadget coming up and the screen is larger. It plays to the needs of people. That is, a lot of people are not using the phone as a phone now. iPhone, because of the form factor, is more like a phone because you can do it with a single hand operation. For the Samsung phone or the bigger phones, you cannot do that with your single hand so much. But a lot of people are using the phone as an entertainment device, playing games, going onto the television. So I think everybody are really anticipating what would Apple do in response. And in terms of the new iPhone coming out in fall, in winter, I think that would play a big role in looking at how Apple will respond to Android onslaught and whether it would actually be able to fight back, Empire Strike Back. That's what I just said. Okay, so in terms of app usage in Hong Kong, most people, I think in terms of the statistics that we have here, 74% are using it for social networking. I think that would, a lot of people will be using it for WhatsApp, for Line or WeChat. A lot of people will be using that for going onto the Facebook. I'm sure a lot of us are actually going onto Facebook more using our iPad or tablet than using the desktop. The other trend that we have is that we mostly use our phone for news and games. So those are the three main things. And I think one of the other things that we would also use it for would be looking at the television. People like to look at the phone while we are traveling, looking at the soap opera and the television and news and all that. In terms of usage occasion, I find it quite interesting that the fourth one from the top, there's the washroom time. And actually, for me, that would be the top because I drive myself, so I cannot do it during transportation or commuting. Also in your leisure time, your lounge, also because a lot of times now with your smart TVs, you can connect your tablet or your iPad with your smart TV and you can control your TV through there and you can go onto YouTube or look for some of the television or video that you can download from all different places over the internet and have it displayed on the large TV. So the actual trend is trending towards that the device itself is not using it as our traditional way of just a phone or just a device for data, and it's trending towards becoming more leisure-like, and it would be connected to other things as well. To start with at home and connected to the television, and in the future maybe connected to other things. In terms of the media time span, we actually, if you look at the figure, if you can see it, the yellow one on the top right-hand corner is the mobile phone, and the slightly beige one on the left hand is the tablet. So most, about I think 40% of the time that we spend would be spent on the mobile devices. So where is the trend heading? You see that, as I said, in our traditional way, using our apps is becoming more mature. We do not have a lot of surprises now from the new smartphones. We would not have a lot of surprises now for our apps. So where will that be heading? I think we go on two different ways. One is in terms of device innovation. The phone itself, no matter how you change it, is still a rectangular shaped gadget, maybe thinner and thinner, maybe bigger and bigger, maybe lighter and lighter. And sometimes you may be wondering how thin can it go, but the actual limitation would be the battery. At the moment, I'm sure those of us who are using iPhone would know that by 5 o'clock, you mostly will pull out your spare battery and connect it up. You worry about the battery life. So I think the actual thinness of the phone will be limited by the actual battery. So a lot of new gadgets may come up to supplement that. So we have the Google Glass and we have the watch phone. That one is an iWatch mock-up. It may not be like that, but I get it from the internet. And the Samsung is coming up with a Android-based watch soon. I'm sure there will be a lot of new different kind of gadget and devices. You may have tie, you may have trousers or whatever. So if you want to register your trademark, think of whatever English name and put an I in front, and you are in business. So there will be a lot of different devices coming up. How successful it would be, we don't know. Whether Google Glass will be successful and whether it would become part of our life like phone as it is, or smartphone as it is now, we really don't know. Think of it 10 years ago. Would you relate a phone with your dinner? Now, when a new dish comes up, you stop everybody eating and pull up your phone and take a picture. So when this new device came out, we need to pay attention to it. We need to look at how it would affect it, but we really can't tell whether that particular device would be successful. For iWatch, we really don't know whether that will be successful because the screen is so small, and also for traditional watch, you don't need to charge them. How often do you charge your watch? How often do you wind your watch if you are using mechanical watch? For phone, if it is a watch, for iWatch or Android watch, you need to charge it every 2 or 3 days at least. That may not be a convenient way of doing it. Then there may be new technology that coming up. Maybe wireless charging may be in play, that you just play your watch in a particular place, then it will charge itself. And then you don't need to worry about plugging in things and all that. So a lot of different technology that may come up to contribute and actually add to that particular new device that would make it convenient. We really don't know how that would pan out, but I think as app developer or device developers, we need to pay attention on it and look at how the market would pan out. The other side of it would be application innovation. At the moment, from what I see, our application is really quite narrow. It's mainly focusing on our day-to-day life, maybe our work. Is still a phone. It may be connected to the internet, but the phone, you will not connect your phone to the guy next to you. Or you may not connect to your car, and you may not connect it to your home. A lot of the connectivity capability is there, the protocol is there, the actual bandwidth is there. So there may be a lot of new applications that pan towards connecting everything together. One particular, we want to format a hard disk. We'll stop that first. And what is that? And give me a report. Oh, wow. You want to look at the report? Don't know. Okay. Okay. The first thing is car. I think the car itself is a place where I think you will see a lot of technology that would, particularly in terms of IT or wireless technology, that would penetrate or infiltrate the actual car market. Car itself, the development of technology within car or the entertainment and everything is always much slower than the consumer market because it would need to have a lot of approval and all that sort of thing that need to be in place before a new device can be installed to a car during the manufacturing process. So the actual entry barrier is quite high. However, it is slowly penetrating the market and slowly coming up. Like the new Mercedes-Benz, that the S-Class that's coming out in 2014, you would have a built-in access point in the car that you can have your Wi-Fi device connected to the car and that connected to the internet. Car and car itself are beginning to talk to each other, like maybe when you are driving on a highway, not so much in Hong Kong, but in overseas, that you may have fog on highway, let's say. Then you see a lot of accidents happening on the highway because people don't slow down, because you don't know that there's a big fog coverage in front. Now there may be car-to-car communication in such a way that the car in front may communicate to the next guy, and the next guy to the next guy, and then you progressively communicate particular danger message to each other. So what we call the car network or the car-to-car communication, I think is something that would be coming up in the next 10 years. And in that, I think smartphone may play a very big role in the sense that smartphone itself is a very powerful device with a lot of sensors and everything. And that itself, combined with the communications protocol and all that, would allow us to come up with some very innovative application in car itself. The other thing is M2M. M2M, machine-to-machine communication, is relatively underdeveloped in Hong Kong. I mean, compared to our mainland counterpart, we are very much underdeveloped. I think in the next few years in Hong Kong, we probably should look at, in terms of developing application, how we can make use of the fast wireless mobile infrastructure, the vast bandwidth that we have, and how you can make smart building or energy monitoring or monitoring and all that type of things. Thirdly, I think we need to look at how we combine phone and traditional devices or traditional industry like electronics or toy or electrical appliances. Because I think from the electronics industry, over the past 2 or 3 years, not many companies or manufacturers would make money because the industry is suffering quite significantly from the downturn in Europe. The only sector that are still making money is the iPhone or smartphone related gadget industry. That if they are making any gadget, anything that is related to smartphone, they are making money even right now. So I think we should look at, from the application point of view, how we can develop application that can be connected or make use of together with different gadgets like electronics gadgets or home gadgets or toy or whatever. So that crossover type of thinking we should build, and at the moment it's a blue ocean. So to conclude, from what I see, you can see that a lot of people are having mobile phone. We have lots of apps available. We have new apps coming up every second, but it is only the beginning because the device that we have is a very personal device. We have a lot of computing power, a lot of sensor, a lot of things available. I mean, the phone that we have know about you more than your wife. So it is a very important device that I think we would be able to develop a lot of different applications on that platform. Thank you.